For years now, I used to be asked the same damn question. When are you gonna go up to the main roster? Well, AJ Styles, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, allow me to be the first to welcome you to the main roster.
Hello! Did it work? Hello! My mic is on and live, and I'm turning it because it's annoying to David. Hello, 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 hello!
Can we hit the music now? No, we did that already. We did the music bit already. I wanted to hit
you
the
don't
music
do that part.
ends the show because, hot damn, you're a mess.
I'm the mess.
Welcome to Discover Progress, the podcast that used to be about Progress Wrestling, and this time is about Progress Wrestling. But still, one of us is finally on the main roster. Who is it? We don't know. Tune in next week to find out. No. We're going to talk about a couple things. One of those being Progress Wrestling, because we did just watch Chapter 97. Yes? We're also going to talk NXT UK and NXT. But first, I have a question for you,
David,
Mr. Adam.
question of the day.
Have you ever wanted to be a part of a secret society? Moving on. You can find us wherever you find podcasts, because if you're listening to us, you found us. But you can find us other places, too, if you want to find us other places. If you like searching.
Search for us.
You don't have to say, if you really just like typing out Discover Progress. You can find us wherever you find podcasts, including YouTube, and, of course, on the Instagrams and the Twitters. Instagram being at Disc... No, they're both the same. Instagram and Twitter at Disc Progress. But Instagram is The Adam Show.
That's me.
And Twitter is The David Show.
That's that guy.
That is me. Yeah. So, without further ado, let's talk about sex robots and how one day they'll be capable of murder.
Oh, my God. It's like he knew what the title was.
It's like I watched the show.
Look at that.
I watched the show.
We got to see that guy that looks like he escaped from prison.
Oh, yeah. Do you have it up? Okay.
At the card, yeah.
Yes, the guy who is not... Oh, now I can't remember his name. There is a guy, though, who I believe he's done time, literally. He comes out in a friggin' jumpsuit. I've seen him in MLW. I think I saw him briefly when I watched CZW for about 30 seconds at one point.
Yeah.
I think he was there. I think I've also seen him on AAW.
Yeah.
And I can't remember his name, but he's got like braids in his hair.
Comes out in a jumpsuit.
Yeah, he looks like a juvenile delinquent.
He does.
Is what he looks like.
And Connor Mills looks remarkably a lot like him.
Only in the fact that he's got braids in his hair. But he's only Connor Mills only got skinny. 2 braids. Yeah, they're both, I guess, skinny. But you're generalizing, I feel.
That's allowed. I will allow that.
But yeah, no, he was... I had to inform you that it is not the guy who has escaped juvenile...
Delinquency.
Yeah.
Juvie.
Yeah, so Connor Mills had himself a match.
Yep. Good match.
Who did he fight?
He fought...
I can't remember.
Formerly known as White Lightning.
Oh, right. Yeah,
Mark Andrews.
Bad guy Mark Andrews.
We got a double dose of Mark Andrews. We got a bad guy Mark Andrews match and a good guy Mark Andrews match. It's great.
It's breaking my brain. But bad guy Mark Andrews coming out to new music, which is interesting. I was trying to figure out. I was listening closely. I was like, is it Junior? Because I mean, it could be, but I didn't recognize it. And there is a song. It might be Brick by Brick. The song they actually used by Junior for NXT Takeover or NXT UK Takeover Cardiff was one of their songs. And I remember people commenting on it, whether it was on YouTube or whatever. That was like, "Ooh, bad guy Mark Andrews entrance music," and it wasn't that song.
No.
But yeah, I was trying to figure it out, and I tweeted at him.
He hasn't responded.
But he didn't respond to me.
What a jerk!
What a jerk! Well, he's a bad guy now.
He is no longer.
Go on.
I don't know.
I like the pause. People can see your thinking eyes working.
He is. I was say he is no longer David Starr's favorite wrestler.
Well, what?
Because David Starr.
Yeah, you make the joke all the time.
Your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler is David Starr.
Yeah.
So who's his favorite wrestler?
David Starr.
No, it's your favorite wrestler.
And yeah, so that answers the question. My favorite wrestler is David Starr. So
Weird.
David Starr is David Starr's favorite wrestler.
Weird.
David Starr just has a lot of...
Or is it Orange Cassidy?
No, it's not Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy's great, though. Don't get me wrong. But no, it is not Orange Cassidy. But speaking of David Starr, this match, Connor Mills... is Mills a star boy? Star boy?
I guess.
Like, because...
Well, like, they
OJMO
were beating
comes
him
out.
out, and the Ojmo
Yeah.
came out.
Because what happened at the end of this match?
Mark Andrews and started... they were going to hit him with the chair, I think.
Yeah.
And then OJMO came rushing the ring.
Andrews wins. We
Yes.
kind of blew past that. Andrews which is interesting because in Progress Wrestling he hasn't won in some time.
With help from
With
one
help.
Edward Dennis.
Yes, but so I'm interested to see where we go from this. I have a thought which I'm debating if I share it now or if I just fucking forget about it and we never share it. So I'm gonna share it now.
It's probably a good idea.
I've shared this with you already, but I can see, and this is always every time there's like some team formed, I'm like, let's give them all the belts.
Yes.
Which FSU could theoretically do that. Eddie Dennis is obviously the Progress champion, as if he's an AEW.
Le Champion.
He's the Progress champ, and he, so he's Progress champ. Mark Andrews finally gets a win. Hasn't had that since he was forever, it seems. Now he's a bad guy, gets a win. What if Andrews wins some matches, finds himself in a match for the Proteus Championship? You'll recall one of the stipulations, so the Proteus Championship stipulation right now that Paul Robinson has in place is you have to beat him by submission or knockout. And if you hit him if you use the Proteus Championship as a weapon, automatic DQ.
Yeah.
Mark Andrews is going to win the Proteus Championship by using the Progress Championship as a weapon,
right,
knocking Paul Robinson out. Because we all know championship gold is but the most dangerous of all weapons, substances, whatever you want to call it.
Literally the strongest substance known to man.
Known to man. In all of wrestling, there's nothing stronger. I think it would be a fantastic play if they did that.
Right.
If Mark Andrews were to beat Paul Robinson for the Proteus Championship. Especially almost as a little bit of like a spitting in the face to Robbo, because of course Robbo was a part of the Jimmy Havoc stuff.
Yeah, regression. That
took the belt from Mark Andrews in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So you come full circle, you could take something from Robbo by using the Progress Championship. I think it'd be great. Anyway, yes, they were about to take out Connor Mills, and out comes OJMO, which of course is a David Starr guy, and then
they start beating down on OJMO.
David Starr comes out.
To his music.
Yes. Yeah, he was the only one that came out to music. I was like, all right. But anyway, Dennis cuts a promo basically saying like, well, sorry, Dennis doesn't just cut a promo. Starr cuts a promo. They go back and forth like, shut up, quit talking, yada, yada. Eddie Dennis basically saying, look, I will one day in the future at some point in time or another give you a title shot if you can win the main event tonight. By the way, if you lose to your opponent, they get a title shot. You're fighting OJMO.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. So here we go. The main event is set in place, and it's going to be a fantastic one. But another great piece of work on the mic by Eddie Dennis.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I am still wondering because if he's actually cleared to wrestle or not.
That's probably why it's someday.
Yeah, well, and because David Starr actually called him out for that. Saying, you can't even wrestle. So I don't know where he's at with that. Could be a very interesting angle.
Because some other company won't let you.
Yeah. So what's happening there? Who knows? We shall see. But yeah, it was a great start to the show.
And then we got to see Pretty Deadly.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty Deadly in action once more. That was me accidentally kicking her desk. Sorry.
I thought I dropped something.
Nope.
Pretty Deadly in action.
Against one half of the Knuckle Lockers.
Right. Oh, yeah. We were supposed to get like a nice little surprise kind of return for us.
I didn't even know he was there.
I didn't even know he was still wrestling.
Dazzling Daryl Allen.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Daryl Allen. I was going to say Darby Allen.
Darby Allen. Wrong guy. Wrong show.
Guy.
We might talk about that in a little bit, but there's not much
Darby
to talk
himself,
about.
though.
Not Darby himself.
But yeah, Dazzling Daryl Allen was supposed to tag up with
Jordan Breaks.
Jordan, yeah.
Breaks. Things.
I'm glad you have the names in front of you.
Me too.
Because we all know how trustworthy you are with names.
I will write them down.
But if you get it wrong here, it's because someone else got it wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, and then so we get a surprise partner. None other.
I was not expecting this.
I was not expecting
specific
this either.
surprise
It was
partner,
great.
but it was great because he's actually really good in the ring.
Yeah, Sid Scala. which I guess was his proper chapter debut.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming he's fought in either like a tournament sort of thing or on one of those nights, or just dark match sort of things. But this is his first, I guess, Progress chapter match. And they worked great together, and actually they pointed that out on commentary that, man, they actually work well together. It was a good match. Pretty Deadly get the win.
Yeah.
That's Thor Jr. and not Thor Jr.
Not Thor Jr.
I do just want to see them fight the Fashion Police in Breezango.
Well, it might happen eventually. I think
Maybe.
they are contracted to get their asses kicked by Gallus and Imperium and South Wales Subculture.
Who? Pretty Deadly?
Pretty Deadly.
Right.
I think they are in NXT UK. They have wrestled in NXT
Yeah,
UK.
we've seen them once or twice on NXT UK, I think. So, yeah, no, it's good stuff, though. Just keeping the show moving. This show was surprisingly, maybe I say this every time, I'm like, they do good stuff. Even when they're not like these big, high profile. There was no, I mean, the Proteus Championship gets defended later. There were no tag belts. There was no, the women's belt gets defended, I guess. But there was no like Progress Championship. But it was still a really, really good match. No big grudge matches. But are we at the women's match now?
No.
Oh. Stop bobbing your head and read the next match.
Oh, JMO. The next match, according to cagematch.com, was a singles match recommended by all, adored by all. Cara Noir versus Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah, right.
2.
Wow.
That was a great match.
Was it ever? And I'm glad that they did this and that Noir won, because it means we get a third one. It was so good. Ilya Dragunov, Cara Noir. Please just fight forever. And I love that they did it on back-to-back chapters.
Right?
They're just like, hey, you liked the first one. Here it is again.
So nice. They did it twice.
So far the tell, though, is that he who enters first wins.
Yeah. Because Cara came in first last time.
No, Cara came in first this time. And he won.
Get your damn head on straight, boy.
Yeah, you can.
Boy.
Yeah, you guy. But yeah, no, if you get a chance, if you haven't seen this match, find it somewhere, both of them. You can find them somewhere. They're both very good. Worth your time.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm putting things on the counter. I was trying to put it neatly behind me and it wasn't working.
That's fair.
Now I'm throwing my clothing at you. Take that!
Dare you?
How dare you? But yeah, no, I love watching Cara Noir. The only, I think, downside to this match, maybe, I did like, what did he do? Because Dragunov goes in the corner and he's setting up for Torpedo Moscow.
Yeah.
Cara obviously sees it coming, and so he goes to run and hit him with, I don't know if he was going to hit him with the Swan Woo or if he was going to try and get him into the blackout, because he'll reverse things into the blackout. And Ilya, did he hit him with a knee? What did he do? He just like stopped him dead in his tracks. It was like, oh no, I think he turned it into a power bomb or something.
Oh yeah.
He just like completely reversed it. I was like, didn't see that coming. That was great. And yeah, but as far as like one of the things I like about Cara Noir is how he'll get himself into or get his opponent into the blackout, which is basically like a rear naked choke sleeper sort of thing. Wraps his legs around
Kirifuda clutch, Koji clutch.
Any of them.
Many clutches.
Many clutches. But he'll do it. He does it different than most other people.
Oh, he's so fast too. It's all of a sudden he's running at you, and all of a sudden you're lying on the ground with his arm wrapped around your neck and his legs wrapped around your waist, and you're like, "Oh shit!"
Good. And I don't think. I mean, he finished Ilya with it.
Yeah,
but I don't think he went into it as like dramatically and just like out of nowhere. But it was still a good match, and it does mean we will hopefully get
rubber match.
Let's go best of 7. Screw best of 5 or best of 3 even at this point.
Best of 3.
Let's get a best of 7. Just
best of 10.
And well, that doesn't work.
Best of 11.
Best of 10. We've tied at 5.
Add one more match.
You know what? Now we're a tag team.
Yes.
Yeah. No, let him go for chapters.
On end. Prior to this match, though, there was interesting developments that wasn't posted on Cage Match.
Did you screw it up?
Well, technically yes, but the NIC were set to face Chuck Mambo.
Prior to that match?
No, it was prior. Yeah, it was before that match.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought this was the back half of it, like after the intermission. I think you fucked it up. I think it was after intermission.
It's right there, and then it's got the. Like I remember, I was looking for it, and it's prior to this match.
Yeah,
according to this.
I mean, it could be right. I feel like it came right out. Anyway,
Chuck Mambo.
I am slowly going to open this and see what this says when it was.
Dazzling Danny Duggan, or Daring Danny Duggan.
I don't know.
Whatever his name is. We're supposed to fight the NIC.
Yeah, it's not before that match.
Is it after this match?
It's after this
well,
match. Yeah,
after this match.
Car Noir and Ilya. It says on demand progress. It says do not resuscitate versus the NIC.
This website has it backwards.
You know what? Bad things said about we won't. Well, you probably already named the website, and I don't actually want to say.
I didn't actually. Cage Match didn't even have it listed.
Bad things about that website. Can't even get their stuff together.
They can't.
Anyway, NIC got wiped out
because Spike Trevay, who was not at the show because he was returning videotapes.
Yeah. Which was returning videotapes in Manchester.
Yeah,
is that where he was?
I think so.
Oh, it's so. I love Spike Trevay.
He's great.
Yes.
And so they debuted 2 new members.
Who we already saw.
of DNR, whom we already saw. And no, it wasn't the Knuckle Lockers. Pretty Deadly's bad guys again.
Pretty Deadly.
Now.
Well, I mean, I think
Still,
by definitions they
were always bad
been.
guys. Ooh.
Yeah. You had made a comment about like, oh, weird that they turned them. The crowd was just getting on their side. I don't know that the crowd was ever getting on their side character-wise.
That's fair.
Maybe work-wise. Starting to enjoy them a little more. But the NIC I was confused about. I was trying to figure out where we saw them. Because they come out with like this face paint. I was like, man, that's almost like David Bowie-esque face paint. And I was like, that looks familiar. And they were saying on commentary, like, oh, they've had their problems with DNR. And I like was looking back through chapters trying to find a match they were in. And I was like, I don't even know when these guys were a thing. But whatever. Now they are, I guess, also still on the bad side of DNR. But now DNR just has more members.
6.
6? Yeah.
Including the mastermind, Mr. Trevay.
That's right. Yeah, because we had Danny Duggan and Chuck Mambo and Present Billion Ever.
Billy Ever. It does
Present Billion Ever.
It does take Chuck an awfully long time to corral these guys, whereas I feel Spike is just like his personality is so overwhelming that they all just kind of kowtow to him and do what he says.
Maybe. I do like the dynamic. There's a dynamic building here because there's been a few times where I feel we've seen DNR and no Spike.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just always returning videotapes. I don't know. But where it seems like William Ever, tries to kind of like take the lead, and then Mambo's like, dude, calm down.
You're whacked.
This is not cool. Like Mambo is basically trying to pull DNR off the NIC.
Yeah.
In this, this situation.
He's just like, you guys have done enough. Let's go.
Yeah.
Time to go. I want to.
Finally, he gets him to go. But
as to no further cost of the company, I'll place the mic on the mat. Spike.
Oh, Spike. Come back, Spike. Hurry up and return them videotapes. Hopefully you've returned those videotapes by Chapter 98.
Yeah, right? I want Spike back.
Yeah.
And then we get the first championship match.
Freaking Chris Jericho.
He's ruined it. Ruined it all.
Why do we have to speak like this?
We don't have to. We could stop.
I know, but it's just ingrained now.
It is, yeah. The champion. A women's match.
Yes.
Meiko Satomura, the champion.
I am the Progress Women's Division.
Looking a little thin.
Interesting state right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what their plan is. Like, Meiko is a great champion.
Mm-hmm.
I can get behind that. I kind of felt like, and I said this in our last episode after we talked about Chapter 96, I kind of felt like, oh, well, maybe, especially with Tony's words towards Dani Luna, that like, yeah, okay, you could put the belt on Dani Luna. Dani Luna wasn't going to beat Jordan Grace.
Right.
Meiko Satomura makes sense to beat Jordan Grace. You could have Dani Luna roll up Meiko Satomura or something, right?
Get a cheeky little...
I don't know that the Progress Women's Championship was something on Meiko's list that she's like, I got to do this while I still can. But, so I thought that's a great way, like it makes sense to get the title back on a regular, one of your own. And now that Dani's lost, because spoiler alert, she loses.
She failed Tony.
Yeah, she fucked it up. Tony says, don't fuck it up. She fucked it up.
She fucked up. Sorry, Tony.
Sorry, Tony.
Tony's got bigger fish to fry.
I'm just not sure where you go.
Yeah.
Like, we were trying to think, like, who does that put in line? Because Tony was obviously on the last show. Ginny made an appearance. Mm-hmm. But they're clearly just destined to fight each other, and I'm assuming that's at, like, Chapter 100.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's what's going to happen there. Ginny Havoc, Tony Storm. It'll be fantastic. So I don't know. I'm assuming they're planning Chapter 100 to be a big show. I don't think it normally is a big show like that time of year, but
well, yeah, but it's literally the 100th chapter.
It's also going to be Jim's last show.
Yeah, it's going to be huge.
Yeah, and so I'm just like, like, you got Candy Floss,
Mm-hmm.
who's a semi-regular, and I was like, who else is on the show in the women's division?
Danny. Nina.
Well, I don't think she's a regular. She's again like she
Well,
came back.
who were the
Who was in that
who
tournament,
fought
right?
in the Revelations of Divine?
Well, you had Jordan, you had
tournament.
Nina, you had Danny. I'm assuming was in that. Yeah, because she lost to Jordan Grace, and you had was Candy Floss in that tournament? I can't remember, but it's in. Oh! You know who it'll be? Holidead, maybe.
Oh yeah.
I can see Holidead winning.
Charlie Morgan, Charlie Evans, Chikara, Zoe Lucas.
Yeah.
Oh, Millie McKenzie.
Yeah, we just don't see them enough. Like, we've seen a lot of Danny Luna lately.
Sierra Loxton.
But I guess there's a few there.
When was this? Oh, this was 2 years ago.
Well,
Whoopsies.
but still, there are a few. You don't see them very often. Typically, you get like one women's match, it feels, and it's either for the belt or whatever. So you only really see a few people. But yeah. So anyway, Meiko Satomura is still Progress Women's Champion. It was a good effort though, but it was definitely one like it didn't really feel like Danny Luna like they gave her much offense.
No.
In that, like it felt like she was gonna do what I thought she might do. She was getting beat up, and she might just catch Meiko by surprise,
right,
and like roll her up or something.
Nope.
But in the end, Meiko beat her. It wasn't like a squash match by any means. Like Danny got some offense in, but it never really felt like an even exchange.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows? We'll see. Maybe it's a story where Danny Luna is like, "Oh, I did screw up. Now I got to go back and find myself."
Work her way, yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? But yeah. So it's a good little match.
You know, it was a good little match.
The next one. Yeah,
for
Paul
the
Robinson,
Proteus champion
against William Ever, who they actually fought each other prior to the Proteus Rumble to see who was going to enter first and who was going to enter last. Of course, Ever won that match, so Robbo entered first, Ever entered last. Robbo ended up winning it all because President William Ever, he's no good.
You love it.
We do love it. I love William Ever.
He's great.
He's great. And this match was great. And I believe, he told his DNR boys.
Yeah, he said he smacked him. I got this. Yeah. Chuck eventually did come out.
Yes.
But he stood up on the ring and got decked.
Yeah, because Robbo hit him. And then, Robinson ended up getting the win by stomping the life out of William Ever.
It's basically what Seth Rollins tried to do to The Fiend.
Yeah, but because he hit his curb stomp or whatever a couple times, which is like a double stomp to the back of the head. But then I believe, wasn't the finish, he just like grabbed him and like repeatedly was stomping on his head? And it was like, because the ref was like, yeah, okay, he's dead.
Yeah.
You've officially killed him.
Head.
He is now back to past William. He's the past William Ever.
I'm surprised he's the remember his name William Ever.
Yeah, well, we'll see next week.
I guess.
Or next week, next chapter. It's going to turn out
Senior
that he
official
thinks
Joel
he's Spike Trivet.
Definitely stopped the match.
You like pushed Robbo across the ring. Get on, it's done. Robbo's like, I'm dead. Yeah, it was pretty great. But yeah, I can see Mark Andrews winning that belt
eventually getting
by
it,
hitting him with the Progress Championship.
That's fair.
And that's cool booking in my eyes.
You want Robbo? I think Robbo should have at least one more match, maybe with like Danny Duggan or Chuck Mambo, just to kind of like solidify, like, no, he's one bad MFer.
Right. Yeah,
he's Shaft.
Yeah.
Not Shaft.
I'm okay.
Shaft.
Like that win, like the Mark Andrews win, if that's a thing that Progress plans, doesn't have to be right away. You can let Robinson hold that for a while.
Mm-hmm. Well, you don't want to hold it too long because I guess it depends on how long they plan on having Eddie hold the title.
Yeah, like that is the one thing.
And then how long they have them holding the tag team titles.
Yeah.
And then how long Mark's going to hold the women's belt on Meiko.
You think you got it good? This is two of us.
Yeah.
4 belts between the two. Technically
5
it's 3.
belts because they'll win the
women's.
They'll win the women's.
Wow. Who would win the
Mark?
Okay.
Scotty Davis teams up with FSU.
I will allow it.
And beats Meiko for the belt.
Sure, yeah.
What?
I'll allow it. But it was a great match.
And if you thought that was a great match,
it only gets better.
It gets even better.
David Starr and
Unified World Title #1 contendership match.
I'm annoyed that they still call it the Unified. Like, okay.
This is just call it the Progress.
Yeah, the Atlas Championship was the thing.
Championship.
Now it's gone, okay? When does that officially go away? When someone who wouldn't have qualified for the Atlas Championship wins it?
I guess.
Like, I don't
David
know.
Starr?
I don't even know what the qualification was. I think it just had to be over 205 pounds.
Yeah.
I think David Starr's probably over 205.
I don't know.
I don't know. But David Starr, the OJMO winner of this match, gets a title shot at some point in time in the future, down the road, somewhere. Eventually.
Possibly.
I do love that the way
Eddie may think about it.
The way Eddie Dennis worded that, it was like, if David Starr wins, maybe at some point down the road he could get a title shot.
Yeah.
If your opponent wins, I'll give him a title shot.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's great. I was kind of hoping this just ended up being a great match. From a booking standpoint, I was kind of hoping a little bit that Eddie or Mark would get involved, giving OJMO the win, whether it was just like they come down to the ring and wipe out OJMO and then he wins by DQ and then he's like, oh,
oops,
he gets the title shot.
Yeah.
And just like, because they drove a little bit of a wedge in between David Starr and the OJMO. Of course, OJMO was David Starr's pick for the Natural Progression series.
He is his
mentor to mentee relationship, whatever. But
the student.
Yeah.
But
coming out to the ring for this match, OJMO did not have an independent shirt.
Super serial.
Yeah, he was not. He for whatever reason, wrestlers do this. They tuck shirts into the front of their trunks.
Yeah.
I don't know why. OJMO does it. He can say, look at my shirt.
Yeah.
You see it?
I tricked you with my junk.
I tricked you with my but so he did not. Normally, it's a David Starr independent shirt.
Yeah.
He did not have that tucked into his trunks this time. I think it was either one of his own. If he has one of his own, why is he coming down to the ring with David Starr's? Or it was just a random T-shirt.
I think it was like the Fighting Four, because he has like a company type deal thing. I don't know what that is.
Anyway,
who knows?
No David Starr T-shirt, so you knew it was on, and they both basically said, like, I'm not going easy on you. I'm not going to let you win. And they didn't. They went to town with each other, and there was a great moment where, like, David Starr was basically like, wake up, and like smacked him or whatever, like, we're doing this.
Yeah.
And they beat the shit out of each other for 20 minutes or so.
It was good. No interruptions. No,
just a straight match.
Straight match.
And David Starr won. Did he win with
Stan
Hansen?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. It was good. Love me some David Starr.
I know you do.
Yeah.
It's because your names are David.
It's the only reason.
It's the only reason.
It's
It's not because he's the physical embodiment of perfection.
Charisma.
Also
physical embodiment of charisma.
You know who the physical embodiment of perfection is?
Who?
PWA Commonwealth Champion Sean Spears.
Yes.
Who had a match at AEW.
He did. Did he win or lose?
He did win.
Oh!
It was against nobody.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who he fought.
Well, you didn't see it. We didn't watch it.
I saw the thing. It
and
was,
then Joey Janela came out.
It wasn't a nobody. It was, what's his name, who had a good match a couple weeks ago, surprise, with MJF, I think.
I don't know.
Can't remember his name right now, though.
Anyways.
He's a guy who quit wrestling for a little bit because he wanted to have a family, but he couldn't get the bug out of him, so he's back.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Who cares? I don't. Sean Spears beat him.
Yeah.
Joey Janela came out because Sean Spears was going to cheer him.
Oh.
Joey Janela's like, You didn't say the magic word.
What's the magic word?
The magic word is unsanctioned match.
Unsanctioned.
That's all that they do.
Yes. Oh, it's unsanctioned. I'm unsanctionable.
Which I believe is what the Kenny Omega John Moxley match would be.
That's the biggest.
At Full Gear.
Yeah. It's okay. Let's move on. Progress, chapter 90. That was 7?
97.
It was great.
Three more.
Good time.
3 more.
Well, there's plenty more than 3, but 3 more of Jim left, which will be sad.
And then
I assume 100
Matt
will be a big show.
Matt will take over for Jim.
I'm assuming if I watch chapter 100 before I catch up on all the other chapters, there's going to be a bunch of stuff spoiled for me.
Oh, I bet.
Just
you better work on that because you got like 3 months.
No, it's next month.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it's before the end of 2019.
Oh, man.
There's 3 more chapters.
You got less than 2 months to do it, so you better start watching some progress.
Yeah.
I will be expecting a report on each show. Handwritten.
Too bad. Handwritten.
500 words or less. More.
Or less. I'll take less. I'll take the under. We'll...
Are we staying on this side of the pond, or are we hopping
let's do NXT UK real quick.
NXT UK was good.
It was good. Great tag match to finish it off.
Great tag match. Apparently no contest. I call shenanigans because...
How many... What's this? What are we setting up here? Because now we've got 4 teams.
4 teams, 3 of which are bad guys. I guess Gallus is good guys.
Yeah, good. Yeah, well, Ilya teamed up with Gallus at the end of the program as they stared off with...
But Gallus also attacked... they attacked the Grizzled Young Vets, didn't they?
I can't remember how it all... Who came out first?
Gallus came out first.
Oh, yeah, they were standing there. Oh,
and then
Imperium came out.
After like
Yeah,
more
Gallus
of the
just
match.
stood out there for a long time
Yeah.
and didn't
And
do
then,
anything,
Uh,
which makes me
Eichner
think
and-
they're good guys.
Eichner and Bartel came out, and Gallus was like, "You want to see something cool?" And they rushed the ring and beat up someone's, causing the ref to call for the bell.
Yes, they did attack Grizzled Young Vets first because I think we looked at each other and went, so I guess that means Grizzled Young Veterans won that match.
Yeah, that's right.
By DQ. So yeah.
And then Eichner and Bartel attack.
Yeah. And then the big stare down at the end was when the rest of Imperium comes out.
Wolf comes out.
Yep.
Joe comes out. Walter comes out. And it's like,
Ilya comes out and first.
Gallus is like, well, we still like our odds. It's 4-on-3, whatever.
Yeah.
And then Dragunov comes out
and stands alongside Imperium first. Like Wolf and I think it was Eichner kind of separate to create room for him, to which he stands beside them. Wolf has this like smile on his face, like here
grin.
we go. And then did Gallus then like Joe and Wolfie or whoever step apart and Ilya turned and went to the other side and then everyone's like, yeah. I knew it was like you knew it was coming. I was kind of hoping. I was like, I don't think this is that Ilya is a part of Gallus. I think this is Ilya has a
problem
issue
with Imperium.
With Imperium and right now specifically Alexander Wolf.
Yeah.
And so but yeah, I was kind of hoping. I was like, oh, I wanted to see like bad guy Ilya for a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, whatever. I love how he goes across to the other side and then does his like stance, where he's got the one arm like straight out, the other one just cocked right back, ready to knock your lights out.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was a great finish to the show. I'm interested to see, like, were they just what's the tag picture like right now? Because in the end, I think it was setting up, and I do believe they're faction warfare.
Yeah.
I hate hearing.
They're
stuff
setting
like
up
that.
their own NXT, their own war games.
Yeah. We were joking around, being like, "What if Imperium shows up on NXT next week?" And they're like, "We're in the war games match," and then all of a sudden, Gallus and Ilya are there too. It's like, "Oh yeah,
you want some of that, eh?"
4 game. What was it? 4 teams of 4 games.
Yeah.
But
that'd be a mess.
It would be a mess. But no, it was a neat little kind of stare down, a neat little moment with Ilya Dragunov. I think Ilya is probably who's going to beat Walter down the road.
I could see that.
Yeah, I don't see Joe doing it. Joe didn't beat Pete. I don't see Joe doing it. But I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. It was a good show though. I'm trying to think if we had
the White Witch pick up a win against Killer Kelly.
Yeah.
A returning Killer Kelly.
Returning Killer Kelly.
Build her
like,
up to me. I'm super
loses.
badass. I got to go start a fight.
Yeah, and then
she
match finishes. I'm like, okay.
Bye, Killer. Bye, Kelly. We appreciate you, but
yeah,
she's got new music though.
I think, yeah.
It sounds like she had new music.
Definitely had a longer entrance.
For sure.
If anything, like there was more put into that.
She stomps down to the ring.
Yeah, she's angry.
She's
angry.
She's an unhappy gal.
Yeah. What else did we have on NXT UK?
There was another match.
Yeah, there were 2 more matches, I feel.
There was...
T-Bone fought Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Joe won.
And I think that was it.
Was that it? I thought there was another
that may
match.
have been it.
Maybe that was it. Do we have a debut? Did someone fight who we'd never seen before?
No.
I don't think so. Just the 3 matches?
According to this, Joe defeated Joe Coffey.
Good words.
Joe Coffey defeated Tyson T-Bone.
Yes.
Isla Dawn defeated Killer Kelly.
Yes.
South Wales Subculture and Grizzled
okay.
Young Veterans fought to a no contest
They
due
just
to
let that one
interference from
breathe.
Gallus. Imperium joined the fight, and Ilya Dragunov aligned himself with Gallus. So
That's great, though.
boom.
But yeah, no, it was a good little show. Good little show leading us into a
Something.
good little show.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about NXT.
Oh, going over. Staying on this side of the dubs.
Now we've come back to North America. To
Florida.
Which is in North America.
Which is indeed.
If you did not know that, Florida is a part of North America.
Yes. It's a very
believe it's
contentious
considered
political hotspot.
The armpit of America.
No, that's Pittsburgh.
I think Florida is actually considered the armpit.
Well, it looks more like
or
the
groin,
appendix.
The groin of of America. I don't know.
I always thought it was the appendix of North America.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. It was a great show.
It's useless
End
as it smells
of
bad.
Podcast.
It was a great show.
It was a really good show. I texted you when I was about 3 minutes into watching NXT.
Oh, jeez. It was
My
that early.
text message said, "Fuck, I love NXT." Actually, it said, "I live NXT."
And then you capitalize love.
The capitalization wasn't on purpose because I still had all caps on from when I typed NXT.
Oh, yeah.
And then so when I sent you like, I don't live it, I love it. It was still all caps.
I mean, you do
whatever.
kind of live it, though.
Sure. But yeah, to start the show off, they show like this clip of the OC. I was wondering, who are we going to bring? Because we've had this whole invasion stuff going on, right? Which did wonders on SmackDown. I mean, SmackDown had a depleted roster, so they really used it.
Yeah.
And then Raw, from what I understand, it was pretty well received as well. And so you knew there was going to be a retaliation. So who's showing up on NXT? It's AJ Styles, Carl Anderson, and Luke Gallows. They show up. Yeah, they wiped out. Was it Undisputed Era? Who they first
beat up Red Dragon and Roddy.
Right. That explains why they weren't around.
I didn't see Cole.
I was only like half paying attention.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, towards the end of the show, I was like, man, we haven't seen Undisputed Era like at all this show.
Yeah.
I knew something was happening at the end of the show, but I was like, wow. But yeah, I guess that explains. They were wiped out by the OC. But so AJ Styles, the Good Brothers are there. They come through the crowd. Yeah. And like those are the guys you want to show up on NXT. My worry with this whole thing going on is like, oh, great, we're going to see the B team show up on NXT. But holy hell, did Tommaso Ciampa come out after, AJ Styles did his thing? Did Tommaso Ciampa come out and drop probably one of the greatest lines in a promo I've heard in some time? People keep asking me, this is paraphrasing, when will I be moving up to the main roster? Well, boys, welcome to the main roster. Like, if Morrow referred to it as Survivor Series season. I like this. If this is a thing they do every year, I mean, it gets set up in this way where it's like, okay, it's an invasion. It's like we literally just did it a couple years ago with SmackDown invading Raw, right? But if they do it in this thing where they're like giving you these matches, like Adam Cole and Daniel Bryan, what?
Yeah.
And like give them half an hour
for the NXT Championship.
For the NXT Championship with a clean finish?
Right.
What? I mean, sure, they did a little dirtier on Raw with Seth Rollins, but still, Adam Cole and Seth Rollins for the NXT Championship, Undisputed Era get involved, whatever. But if we get to see these things where they like use these guys, more so for me, like bringing some of these guys who I kind of miss, by not watching the main roster down to the main roster.
Right.
It's so good. Like that moment, and you knew the match was going to leads to a six-man tag match.
Yeah.
Because Ciampa and his boys, Keith Lee and Matt Riddle, which is such a weird like combo of guys, but I'm all for it. I'm here for it.
This is the three biggest faces on the show, aside from Johnny.
Yeah, it's so great. But yeah, and you knew I was standing there watching, and I was like, oh my god, this is like AJ Styles, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, they're bad guys.
Yeah,
Finn Balor's a bad guy.
Yeah,
they're all Bullet Club.
Yeah.
What is going to happen? And so, like, when it didn't happen off the top, it was like Finn Balor is coming out during the main event. You just know it.
Yeah.
And I was wondering what the interaction was going to be. And Finn is just, like, teasing the shit out of everything. And damn it, Finn.
He caused the DQ win for Tomato Champs.
Yeah.
Team.
Yeah, what happened? Well, the ref took there was never a finish
the ref took
in that
a bump.
match.
No, that's right.
The ref took the greatest bump in the history of ref bumps.
AJ took and AJ sold that bump like crazy too.
Oh yeah. But I was like,
AJ was going in for to hit Matt with something.
And then Keith Lee
just showed in. AJ was turned around. Keith Lee hit the ropes on the hard cam right before AJ hit the ropes on the other cam.
Yeah.
AJ turned around and boom.
Met in the middle.
Cleared the ref's head off.
But what I was like, as it was happening, because the ref gets in motion.
Yeah.
Right? It was like a football play.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden the ref was moving. You're like, they're gonna snap the ball. Like what's about to happen? And
boom.
Keith Lee pounces AJ into the ref, and I don't know if the ref was supposed to be in motion or if he was like, oh crap, I'm supposed to be.
I'm missing my cue.
He nailed his cue and went flying. So I mean, like there was no finish to that match.
Yeah, it's fair.
From there, it broke
and
down.
Then,
Finn hit Matt Riddle with the 1916.
Hey, we remembered it this time.
Yeah, with the Bloody Sunday.
Yeah,
dropped him with that, and then Finn. Oh yeah, and then Finn and AJ. AJ does.
They have
the
a bit
sweet in the ring.
and Finn does the finger guns.
I'm like, that's where that ended essentially.
Yeah,
because then Adam Cole came in the ring. Did he clear?
He lashed.
He super kicked AJ's. AJ was what hit the Styles Clash.
Yeah,
it was just so great. AJ takes Tommaso, sets him up like he's got the legs around his head for the Styles Clash. Adam Cole comes from the crowd. Boom, super kicks through Tommaso's legs, like nails AJ in the face, and then hits Tommaso with the last shot.
No, he hits AJ with the last shot. and then Tommaso with the last shot.
I don't think he did too.
Yeah?
I think he super kicked AJ.
Oh,
AJ
maybe.
rolled out.
Oh, maybe.
Powdered out, and then he totally did. Because then Morrow was like, once he hit the light, because I think Morrow's initial quote unquote reaction was Adam Cole is here to defend NXT. And then, because he super kicks AJ, and then he immediately hits Tommaso with the last shot, and Morrow's like, what the hell? And then Adam Cole stands in the ring, stares down with Finn. Finn's got this shit-eating grin on his face. I was expecting the Undisputed Era, the finger guns like they did prior, to do it again, because they did that when Finn first turned.
No, Finn still wants that belt back.
Yeah, what is happening with Finn?
I think next TakeOver is going to be a triple threat or a fatal four-way for the NXT Championship, including Tomato Champs, Finn, and Cole.
And Johnny Gargano.
And sure.
Why not?
Why? Well,
Because
Johnny and Finn are going to be one of the matches at War Games.
Yes,
which,
they will.
by the way, is going to be a busy card because there's 2 War Games
when
matches.
did they announce that? When did they make that official?
I guess when Tomato said, Goldie, you're going to have to wait.
Yes,
Daddy's going to war.
We assumed it. But at the same point, that line could have also been taken like, oh, I'm not going to touch you right now because of the whole, like you touch it, you're jinxed. Yeah. So he says, you're going to have to wait. Daddy's going to, I will grab you once I win. You could have taken it that way. I definitely took it as it's another War Games match. But I don't, and maybe it was on Twitter or something, that they actually announced. They never said on the show like when that was made official. But yes, we have 2 War Games matches.
But
so who? Undisputed Era, who will be in their 3rd consecutive War Games.
Yes.
And Adam Cole every year is like, God damn it.
Now what do I got?
I can't do it. And he's probably going to fight on the Sunday too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. As is actually, I imagine the majority of the card is going to fight on the Sunday.
Right. And then, so it's Undisputed Era against Tommaso Ciampa, Matt Riddle, Keith Lee, and so far a mystery partner.
Could it be the Dijakovic?
That's my guess.
And then he turns on them to join UE?
My guess is, Dominic Dijakovic. I mean, that could be interesting.
Because he's a little miffed that Keith didn't use him as his partner from the get-go.
Right, yeah. I mean, it's a possibility. Dominic had a match. Oh, yeah, he fought.
Oh, man,
Isaiah
that was
Scott.
a match.
Every match on this card was a match. Like, it was like, I complained a few weeks ago about, I don't remember exactly the specific episode, but NXT feeling long.
Right.
Like, because they just had so many matches.
Yeah.
This one, they didn't have nearly as many matches.
No.
I don't know. I could be wrong on that. Maybe it just didn't feel like it had nearly as many matches. There were still, we had Shayna versus Dakota. We had
Tainara versus
I can't remember her
Santana
name.
Garrett.
Santana. We had Dunn versus
Priest.
Damian Priest.
Which, amazing match, and it's so great.
Yeah, we had, what did we just mention?
Nice versus Garza.
Nice versus Garza. We had Isaiah Scott versus...
And I think
we had a lot of matches.
The weakest match may have been Dakota Shayna. I mean, Tainara and Santana was basically a squash match.
It was pretty quick, sure.
But it was a good match.
Yeah,
it really showed off a lot of Tainara's judoka.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, the point. Yeah. They want to make her look a lot more credible.
Yeah, and
she is looking a lot more credible because,
she totally tweeted out a picture just like yesterday or the day before of back in the day when she was standing at the top of the ramp with Undisputed Era.
Oh.
Because what was that story? Who were they feuding with? Was it Sanity?
I think, it was Sanity, and they sent her down to fight...
it was Ruby Riott, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she went and, whacked Nikki Cross in the back or something
maybe
like
that's
that.
what it was. Oh, yeah,
and
that
then,
makes sense with Sanity.
Tainara's like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Because Nikki Cross is...
But, people were all like, yes, please join Undisputed Era, please.
Yeah, she didn't.
No. But, no, I was saying when she tweeted that out.
Oh,
We're saying it now. I'm like, sure, why not? But, all in all, and next week we got a ladder match for, advantage in War Games for the women.
Io versus Mia.
Versus Mia. Yeah, Mia. So Mia is the final partner for Team Rhea Ripley.
If you aren't up on all their stuff, Rhea Ripley announced that Tegan, Candice, and she were Team Rhea, and then
plus a mystery partner. Yeah, and then so
Dakota tried because Shayna. Because it was Shayna and Rhea were in...
Podcast done. Dakota try.
Shayna and Rhea were in an interview.
Yeah.
With the bump?
Yeah, something like that. And I guess they'd said, Dakota's not quite...
She isn't up to snuff. She would be a wasted pick.
Yeah, so that leads to Shayna and Dakota, which Shayna wins. Great fight by Dakota. But, in the end, Shayna wins, and then so after there's shenanigans, all the women run out.
The women are attacking Dakota, so someone comes out
Mia runs
to say,
out with the kendo stick. And basically solidifies her spot by laying waste to everybody with a kendo stick.
Yeah.
And then, which leaves Dakota out, which makes me think Dakota's actually going to be the final member on Shayna's
Which makes
team.
Dakota look a little upset.
Yes. I don't think, if that's what happens, if she ends up on Shayna's team, I don't think it's actually a full heel turn. Mm-hmm. I think she's like, I just want to prove myself and be in this match.
Yeah.
And she will go at it with Tegan Knox. And like that, the match. She won't.
Yeah.
There'll be a moment probably where they hold off on each other, and then whatever it ends up, and they get going.
Or this is just the longest con ever by Rhea,
Right?
and it'll be a 5-on-3.
And she turns. Yeah.
In War Games,
Sure.
is beating the crap out of Shayna and
who's she's got
Io and Bianca.
And Bianca, right? It is funny that she doesn't have any of her lackeys.
Right, and that was the funny thing because I was expecting a 5-on-5
Yeah.
with the lackeys, Io, Bianca, and Shayna.
Right.
Versus Team Kick, Candice, Rhea, and Mystery Lady Partner.
Yeah.
Who turns out to be Mia Yim.
Maybe there'll be a match where it's like Shayna's like, you guys can fight for my final spot, and it'll be a triple threat, and it'll be the lackeys against Dakota.
Oh.
And it's a triple threat, though,
Yeah.
so the whole idea is like you got to be willing to fight. So
Yeah.
Jessamine and Marina, you got to fight too, and then Dakota wins her way. I don't know.
That'd be
I feel
interesting.
like Dakota will be in that match in one way or another, and it'll be great. We were talking earlier of whether or not that'll be the main event or the men's. I feel like it'd be very WWE to put that as the main event. Just be like, hey, it's the first ever, which is fine too. The first ever women's War Games match. We're going to spotlight that.
Yeah.
That's cool. But yeah, so we have a ladder match next week between Mia and Io. Mio.
Also, Leo Rush versus Angel Garza.
Yeah, for the
belt.
NXT
The
Cruiserweight.
Cruiserweight champion.
Stop it.
Ship.
Stop it. Stop it.
No.
Speaking of Le Champion.
We watched part of
Cody,
AEW.
Cody said if he loses, he'll never challenge for the belt again, which basically, in my mind, says he's going to win.
But will it be if he loses, once he loses the belt, will he never challenge for it again?
No, I think it's just this match.
Well, that's fair, but I like the idea that, like, and then he goes on the run, and whenever, and it's just...
Right, if he loses that's it.
The second he stops holding that belt as champion, he will never fight for that belt again. So he goes on, he wins it. I don't...
So he's
sure.
he's gonna lose.
Okay.
And then he's gonna challenge Chris Jericho as Stardust or some facsimile of Stardust.
No.
Because he loves Star Trek.
He does.
So he's gonna come out as like some.
And then MJF turns on him.
Yeah, he's friggin' Vulcans. he's gonna hate it. No, I don't know. We did watch that little segment.
Yeah, it was a really good promo.
Yeah, he did cut a good promo.
For the first half, I was like, this isn't that great of a promo, but then he really got
turns
into
it
it.
on.
Yeah, he really turns it up.
Yeah.
The line about going from undesirable to undeniable was just
a good line.
So good.
Yeah.
And it's true though,
Yeah.
like
I mean,
even when he was in WWE, like it was just he was kind of an also ran.
Right, totally. Which the Rhodes always were.
Right. Especially in WWE.
The peak of exactly. The peak of any of them was the IC belt.
Yeah.
Like both him and Dustin held the IC belt.
Yeah.
Don't
and
think,
some tag team belts.
Right, but I don't think either of them or Dad held anything higher than that. Like I don't know that Dusty won any belts.
I don't. Yeah,
he?
I saw one Dusty Rhodes match in WWE, and it was a WrestleMania match.
Yeah, this is probably at WrestleMania.
At Caesar's Palace, I believe.
No.
Was it? No, maybe it was after that.
I feel like he was around in like the late '80s, early '90s. Like WrestleMania 9 was '93. So I mean, in that area, but I feel like he was. I could be wrong.
Prior to that, maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it was a great promo. I didn't watch anything else. Well, we watched the first match between Trent
and the
Beretta
Bastard
and Pac, which because I'd heard there was a ref botch and it was totally just a ref pulling his count. Which I was like, well, he would have gotten fined if he was somewhere else. Maybe he did. I don't know. It was not a good look though. With and I don't know what happened there. I think he was actually supposed to count it. Like I think he was supposed to finish it, and then like that was the finish.
Yeah.
Why Trent didn't kick out, and then when he pulled it, like because he forgot something.
Pac
obviously,
glared at
him, and then
slapped on the brutalizer.
Yeah, and it was like okay.
And then Trent pretended to pass out.
Yeah.
Because it's like, all right, well, we'll make him
look.
Did
he even fight at all? Maybe
no, he did. He put it in and it dead. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
it was really weird. It was an odd choice by the ref.
Yeah.
And
I think there was something that got clickbaited on the internet that was like, this is why it happened. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
Well,
which is what led me to go, I want to see what happened.
Yeah. AEW needs to look at that because you have to be. That's a really fast way to knock people out of the immersion on a wrestling show.
Yeah, it's fair.
Right?
I mean, it's something that plagues all of wrestling, right?
Oh yeah,
like,
100%.
It happens everywhere, and sometimes it's like, yes, that was clearly not supposed to happen.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just like it looked like that ref pulled his count, but
Mm-hmm.
there was a bit of a moment on NXT though where I was like, oh, like when Riddle went to do his whatever the Fallsbury flop or whatever he does, and he like it looked like he caught his hip on the top
Oh
rope
man, that looked like
and
it
just
would
like
hurt.
accelerated his rotation, but then also cut his distance short. So he like he still hit the guys and they broke his fall, but he also like slammed into the apron.
Butt first into the apron and then onto the club.
Yeah, it didn't look nice. But I think he's okay. Like he did then take the 1916 from Finn.
Yeah.
Which I mean, if he was actually hurt, that would have been easily changeable.
Yeah.
Hit someone else with that move. Although if he had to hit a face, don't know if he could do it to Keith Lee.
I mean, if Keith Lee jumped, I think it would be okay. It wouldn't.
Yeah, sure.
It would be quite a surprise if he's like, by the way, Keith Lee,
Whoa!
like nothing, 1916 onto the ramp.
Yeah. But anyway, it was a good week for NXT.
It was. It was a good week for wrestling
Yeah. Of course, AEW has Full Gear. Is that what it's called?
this weekend.
This weekend, which I'm still undecided about whether I'm going to watch it or not. Like I'll definitely be interested to see kind of what happens. Whether I'll sit down and watch the whole show or not remains to be seen. But I know a lot of people love an AEW, and I just like, you know what? It's just for me. I don't have anything against AEW. It's just so much wrestling to watch.
It's a lot of
So I'm
wrestling to
like,
watch.
you know what? I'm gonna watch NXT. I can literally like settle in on my couch and just have this smug ass smile on my face. Like I know I'm gonna enjoy the next hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes, whatever it boils down to on the network. But yeah. And then NWA. I think my relationship with NWA is officially over.
Getting there. What, you mean the fact that they cut Colt Cabana's championship win short to have Dawson's versus Eddie Kingston in Homicide match?
It was such a weird episode of NWA Power this week.
Yeah.
And if you haven't watched it yet, shut it off. Even though you just spoiled it.
Go watch it.
Because
I guess, yeah. Sorry.
There's a couple things. We did have the national championship match between Colt Cabana and James Storm. That was the advertised match. Of course, that's coming off last week when Colt Cabana and Team Aldis beat Team Storm.
Mm-hmm.
And so he got a match. But yeah, first and foremost, Aaron Stevens is probably the best character in all of wrestling right now.
Right.
Hands down. Silence!
I'm talking!
He's so good. And his interaction with that studio audience is fantastic. The 2 or 3 falls match.
It didn't need to happen.
No, I mean, I get it. It's still he's just setting him up to be this like blundering, I'm an actor.
Yeah.
I think I can wrestle, but I can't, right?
Which is a shame because he freaking can.
And I think eventually he will.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he's always just going to be this like big old loser who just like finds ways to lose. But he did have a 2 or 3 falls match against Ricky Starks. And Ricky Starks is good too, but it was just like immediately, like, I think, was he like messing with the crowd or something? He was doing something and Starks rolled him up immediately.
Well, no, Stevens bum rushed him to try to get a sneaky pin.
Is that what it was?
And Starks reversed it into a pin, into a
so
roll
immediately like a fall. And then they did wrestle for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because his whole thing was like, no one can beat me twice in one match. And then he beat him twice without even getting a fall himself. But yeah, and then Thunder Rosa looks legit out of their women's division. I think she actually looks the strongest right now, except for the stupid drum stuff.
Yeah.
I don't get it. No one has entrance music, and then randomly these drums start playing, and I think Ilya Dragunov's going to come out.
He doesn't.
He doesn't. Spoiler alert, he doesn't. I don't get it. Like what? I mean, can they hear it in the studio, or is that added in post? Because no one reacts to it.
Right.
Right? Like the commentary team doesn't mention anything about these drums.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a callback to something from back in the day with NWA? I don't know. It goes over my head though. But yeah, she looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
And then Colt Cabana, James Storm, Colt Cabana with his Superman pin, which is so great. It's so dumb, so Colt Cabana, but it's great. He's the national champion, but they like cut that match. I looked, I was like, okay, go 17 minutes left when that match started. I was like, give him a good match, and then all of a sudden it was over. I was like, man, that must have been a really good match. It went by so quick. Oh, it's because they're gonna bury that by putting on another impromptu tag match between, what do they call,
the Dawsons
Inc. and the Dawsons,
Outlaw Inc.
And which I was like, okay, this is an ongoing story as well.
Yeah,
they addressed it earlier in the show. I'm kind of somewhat okay with it. I hate the part where the commentary team is like, but we're out of time. Durr. guys,
You're not.
Yeah, quit it with the horse shit.
It's a YouTube show. Who
yeah,
cares?
we're not. Well, and even then, it was still only at like maybe the 37-minute mark. Like you had more time. It was obvious, right? That gets a little annoying, but it ended up being a bit of just a brawl, and I love that they instantly made the match. That's fine, but then the interference happens.
Yeah.
And this is where my relationship with NWA is possibly coming to a halt. Because first, I believe you had the wild cards come out, like they are the tag champs, and this match was for a title shot.
So they interrupt.
On
behalf of the Dawsons, they attack. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess because they're bad guys, right?
And then out to the rescue.
Colt Cabana and Mr. Anderson.
No, there was how do I glaze over those two things, though? The interaction between Nick Aldis and Tim Storm.
Yeah.
When Tim was kind of contemplating his future in like an interview.
Yeah.
Nick comes away, he's like, hold on. He takes him to say, he's like, don't say anything you're going to regret. And I'm not letting you quit this. It was this really cool moment.
Yeah.
And then, during the national championship match when Camille, is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Camille came out, who is, as they call her, Nick Aldis's insurance policy.
Yeah.
But she comes out and she pushes Eli Drake down and then stares Mr. Anderson down. So she's like interjecting in everybody. And I'm like, what is happening? And then
it's
the
weird.
match happens. But anyway, at the end of the tag match, after the wild cards come out, the Rock and Roll Express come out.
Oh, are you sure it wasn't Colt Cabana and Mr. Anderson?
The Rock and Roll Express come out.
Are you sure?
The Hardy Boys come out.
Okay, that's better.
No, the Rock and Roll Express come
out. Like a new Rock and Roll Express.
No.
No. Oh.
No.
Are you sure? Are you sure it wasn't?
Was not the Rockers. Was not Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty.
What about the Rougeaus?
No.
The Quebecers?
No, PCO's over in ROH.
The Mounties?
No, PCO's still over in ROH.
Boss Man and Junkyard Dog?
No, it was the Rock and Roll Express.
Are you sure it wasn't Kane and Undertaker?
Cain Velasquez? No, it was the Rock and Roll Express.
Oh.
And this is where the moment I was kind of dreading, because holy smokes, they must work light years in advance.
Yeah.
Because it feels like the Rock and Roll Express have been the NWA Tag Team Champions, spoiler alert,
forever.
For a while. It's probably not true. It's just when I heard that news, I was like, really? Grown. And so here we are. They've finally made their appearance, and I know what the outcome of this is. I mean, maybe I go to Wikipedia now. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're no longer.
They are.
I'm assuming they're going to lose it at the pay-per-view that's coming up.
Probably.
Which is going to be so...
No, because Into the Fire... No, they must win it prior to that, because Into the Fire isn't pre-taped.
No, that's what I mean. They'll win the tag titles before the pay-per-view.
Oh, yeah.
I think that I'm hoping they'll lose them at Into the Fire.
To the Dawsons?
To whoever. It doesn't matter. Anybody.
Oh, by the way, the tag match was Homicide and Eddie Kingston put up their number one contendership for just a shot at the Dawsons for no reason.
Well,
Well, it was a pride thing, I guess.
So the Dawsons, the Dawsons interrupted their tag title shot. They then had no DQ match with the Dawsons, which the Dawsons won.
Yeah,
and then so they basically said, "Look, you won fair and square. That wasn't for the number one contenders match, but they basically said we want another shot at you.
Yeah,
and to do that." We'll put up our number one contender shot. Because the Dawsons were out there being like, where's our title shot?
Right.
Where's our title shots?
We're big guys.
We're big guys. Give us our title shots. But yeah, so they put it up, and I guess it's still theirs.
Yeah, because they won.
You know what's going to happen? It's going to be a schmoz. We're going to have a fatal four-way.
Yeah.
And Rock and Roll Express are going to be old dudes who come out in like walkers.
Because they're smarter. They win.
Yeah, and they're just going to get a pin.
And then Eli Drake's going to do some string pulling. Because he's brilliant.
He is the puppet master.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
He's making all these idiots dance for him.
He is. It's great.
It's great.
Anyway, that's going to wrap it up. We've been rambling on long enough. So you can find this show wherever you find it. We told you that already. Wherever you're listening, make sure you subscribe, you rate, you review, that kind of good stuff. Help it get into your friends' ears. And follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Disc Progress. That's going to do it, though, friends. So bye-bye.
Bye. What?
Cabana.